I'm a fan of streaming, and I think of theatrical content being available to to a larger audience. A Broadway show often is a limited run. There are more limited runs than there are open runs, where something is intended to run for 3 months or something, or a star is available for a brief period of time. And these amazing pieces of art get created that are limited to a very small audience. You always say the size of your audience, particularly when you're a theater star. You can run in a show for a year, but you're limited to, well, how many, this 1,000 people saw me this night, this 1,000 people saw me that night. And that's the case for composers, for anybody that's creating artwork that's being performed on a Broadway stage. And then often those things just go away. They just disappear. If the show is successful enough, there'll be a Broadway original cast recording, or there'll be some element of it. But for plays, they're in text form. They just sort of disappear. And I think, having that available for an audience to see, I know there's an audience out there for it, because I would certainly want to see it. I would watch it. I did a production of a musical called Of Thee I Sing, which is a Gershwin musical. With the book is by the guys who wrote the Marx Brothers films, and it's an incredible piece, and it's never done. It's never done. And we did it at Paper Mill Playhouse in New Jersey, and the Lincoln Center team came out and filmed it for it. And afterwards, they invited us into the truck, and they do an amazing job. They do a 3-camera shoot of these things. And seeing it, and seeing that there's this amazing record of this, just made me say, wow, this is so great. People would really enjoy seeing this, But the way it's been restricted is that these are only available at the Lincoln Center Library. So you can go, put down your driver's license, or however they do it now, and you can watch it, but you can't take it out. You can't, share it with anybody. You can't copy it. You can only view it there. And to me, it's just a shame that these great pieces of work exist and there's no access to them. And I feel like, I am of the school that believes that access does not make people say, oh, I don't want to now pay to see that live. It actually makes them want to see it live more. I think it would be great to see more of the content that's being created that is exceptional. Some of the highest caliber of artists working in our industry, making things. I would love to see that more readily accessible to an audience that's clamoring for it.
I would love to see streaming available with incredible production values, where we're able to really get a sense of what the show is. If we can't be there in person right away, hopefully we'll still be able to go and see it. But what I love about the idea of having streaming becoming more and more available is it might actually cut back on the bootlegging that's happening, and it would be regulated so that everyone involved is compensated appropriately, so that the unions are involved in making sure that it's all done legally and professionally. Because so often these terrible YouTube videos show up from somebody's camera phone in the audience, and the bootlegging thing, really, if there were high quality videos available legally that we could pay for, it's an honorable way to be able to see these productions that we're dying to see. Mm-hmm. And the other thing I really love about what Cennarium is doing is that they're all over the world, and they give us access to art that's being created in other countries that might be really difficult for us to ever go and experience live. Of course, I would love to hop on a plane and go overseas and be able to see an opera in Italy, or to see a ballet that's happening across the world. But with high quality video and streaming available, it gives us a window that we might not otherwise have. And of course, we all feel and know there is nothing like being in the room where it happens, being there, feeling the energy that's palpable in the room. It's why we pay that money happily for the privilege of having that experience. It's what I love so much about live theater, is that it's being created in real time in the room with you, and it's electric. However, like Ron said, there's so much that's being lost that is not being captured, and it's gone for future audiences. So why not begin to make those things available for the ages, so that that gem that happened in that building, in that room, in that moment, now we can have a little window into it for future generations. How many shows have come and gone, and Broadway stars, legendary performers that have come and gone, that if streaming were available now, we could watch those performances. We could have a taste of that, that Broadway history. I think so many of us would love that.